We are back at Brighton SEO HeroConf 2024 with Ameet Khabra from Hopskip Media. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you graced the conference with a talk about AI ad copy versus human ad copy. So what are the advantages of using AI when you're using it for creative like that?
I think there's a lot of advantages and also disadvantages, which is kind of what my talk was more so on. The advantages is obviously the speed, the scalability, and the data processing. But the problem kind of comes in when we're looking at data privacy concerns. But the most significant for me, at the very least, is algorithmic biases. Because if the training data that's given to the AI is already biased, it's going to naturally perpetuate in the ads as like unfair and discriminatory ads. So like navigating that's been really kind of interesting, and especially with platforms that are adding AI writing features into them, like Google's with generative AI. It makes me really, really worried because I don't think a lot of people are going to check the copy that it's producing, and they're just going to hit publish and go forth with it. So the talk was really just around a human oversight and making sure that we're actually taking a look at the copy before we actually push it out. It's not a set and forget it. It's not about giving control to AI. They're the enhancer, not the replacer. Yeah.
So it sounds like you think people should use more like third-party AI tools, not platform ad copy, right?
I think platform ad copy is going to get really murky in terms of publishing. I think going third-party is probably the best way. I love Claude for writing. It's been like the best thing on the planet. Getting the premium version allows you to have something called projects. So you can kind of create like an ecosystem of like all of this information that you have on like a particular topic. So for the talk, I showed how we did it for a client. So I took the last copy that we had written for them, download their entire website into a PDF, any additional information it gave us. And I basically just asked Claude to write ads, and it didn't do a bad job. It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. But like we were able to make it even better once we were able to add in that human oversight part. And that's really where I think is a make or break in using generative AI for ad copy.
Yeah. I was going to ask what tool you use, because we've all seen that stuff in Google Ads, the like ad copy recommendations.
I don't
like
those.
They claim to pull them from the landing page, and I'm like, where? Like they're so bad.
And they're still maintaining that. They're like, oh yeah, all of the generative AI that we're doing is coming from your pages. But I'm like, where are my pages? Did you read a privacy policy, a random old page? Like, I can't find it myself. So then at that point, I just kind of want to take that control back. And again, we want to maintain that control. We want to make sure that we're the decision makers, and then going back and implementing it back into a platform. So yeah, it's an extra added step, but I think it's one that's necessary right now.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. So does your approach to testing change at all? Like testing copy when you're using AI generated copy versus human copy, or is it kind of just the same?
It's kind of the same. We kind of follow where the data goes, obviously adding labels to what's human and what isn't human. Or keeping notes, because obviously in RSAs you can't take them that way. But in our case, we had one that was human written and one that was AI written. So we were able to do like an apples to apples comparison, but just keeping a log of which one was written by AI, which one wasn't, and then using that data to go back and be like, okay, well, we're going to continue with like maybe a collaborative headline or description, or we're going to just strictly go with the human written one and see where that goes.
It's all great advice. I'm excited to test these strategies myself. So where can people get in touch with you, Ameet, if they're looking to learn more?
I am the AdWords girl everywhere on the internet. Yes, I'm very aware that's called Google Ads. I feel like I have to say that every time. It's just sentimental reasons, and Google still calls it AdWords sometimes. So I think I'm warranted. Yeah. But yeah, everywhere on the internet, AdWords girl or hopskipmedia.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.